We won't pretend to make love after divorce. Those words, straight from the keyboard of crypto titan CZ, perhaps best summarize a new and surprising rift between two of crypto's richest and most visible men. Thanks to Bitrefill for sponsoring this video, more on them later. On the one side, CZ, founder of Binance, by far the world's largest centralized crypto exchange. On the other, Sam Bankman-Fried, who heads his own mammoth crypto exchange, FTX. The spat puts a spotlight on questions about FTX's financial health, as well as the growing industry concern over the shape and scope of coming regulations. But it all requires a little unpacking. Last week, FTX and Alameda Research, a prop trading firm and FTX's sister company, came under scrutiny due to a report published by CoinDesk. November 2nd, CoinDesk reported that a private financial document showed FTX's own token, called FTT, accounted for 5.8 billion, or 40% of Alameda's 14.6 billion balance sheet as of June 30th. The publication said this meant that Alameda appeared to be dependent on a coin its sister company invented, rather than independent assets such as Bitcoin or the US dollar. FTT's circulating supply was valued at 3.3 billion on that date, according to CoinMarketCap, meaning that more than a third of Alameda's assets were tied to a position that may be too big to sell without crashing the market. CoinDesk also reported that 2.16 billion of its FTT tokens were earmarked as collateral, presumably for some of the 7.4 billion worth of loans on its balance sheet. With FTX holding more FTT than it could liquidate on the open market, the data suggests Alameda may not be able to service its debts. Bankman-Fried and Carolyn Ellison, Alameda's CEO, took to social media over the weekend in an attempt to quash any talk of financial trouble. The balance sheet in question only represents a subset of Alameda's corporate entities, Ellison said. All told, the firm owns more than 10 billion worth of assets that aren't reflected in the document CoinDesk obtained. Not everybody was convinced that all's well at FTX and Alameda, however. Among those who weren't, Changpeng Zhao, better known as CZ. Before we get back to CZ though, a quick word from our sponsor. Bitrefill allows you to shop online and physically without banks, converting your crypto into merchant balance directly without any sign-up. It offers more than 5,000 gift card options in 180 countries, and in the USA, you can now pay bills like your mortgage or credit card. Creating a Bitrefill account is not required, but it only takes 1 minute, and you can get 1% back in rewards. Now, on November 6th, CZ tweeted that Binance will liquidate all FTT from its books, citing recent revelations as the catalyst. Binance was an investor in FTX, and CZ said that the firm made $2.1 billion last year when it cashed out of its investment, receiving that money in the form of BUSD and FTT tokens. CZ said Binance will try to make minimal impact in the markets while it offloads its FTT, which means the sale will take a couple of months, in CZ's words. He said, Binance always encourages collaboration between industry players. Regarding any speculation as to whether this is a move against a competitor, it is not. Did anybody believe that? Well, some did and some didn't. CZ logged back on a couple hours later to elaborate. We gave support before, but we won't pretend to make love after divorce, he tweeted. We're not against anyone, but we won't support people who lobby against other industry players behind their backs. That, for those of you who've been living under a rock, was a reference to another recent controversy. Rumors that Bankman-Fried had been quietly supporting a bill making its way through Congress here in the US that would kill DeFi. Bankman-Fried has said he does not believe that bill, when finalized, will pose an existential threat to DeFi and has repeatedly said he would not support a bill that did. SBF, as he's known, on Monday defended himself once again, saying, a competitor is trying to go after us with false rumors. FTX is fine. Assets are fine. He said also that FTX has enough to cover all client holdings and doesn't invest client assets. Again, SBF here. We've been processing all withdrawals and we will continue to do so. I'd love it, CZ, if we could work together for the ecosystem. For better or worse, these men and their two centralized platforms sit at the very center of crypto. They're among the industry's most prominent, well-connected spokespeople. Their businesses serve as the on and off ramps for a huge number of the world's crypto users. And, of course, they're fantastically wealthy. According to the most recent estimates from Bloomberg, CZ and SBF had net worths of 18 billion and 15 billion, respectively. The question now is how acrimonious this gets. The decisions they make, to let bygones be bygones or to hold a grudge, won't only affect their millions of users, but could impact an entire industry.